Last time on Final Fantasy XIV.
Ra and Alphino patrol the city, while Ishtola and Elisei continue treating Levin sickness and those injured in the attack. I shall stay here to help coordinate efforts, so I suggest taking the opportunity to get some rest.
I already took rest. How many months since the last patch? 3 months of it in Azkaban.
Gosun is helping us coordinate efforts with the administration here in Alexandria. We have to work hand in hand to ensure that the people can get back to their normal lives. I worry about Galulja, though. I know he's still frustrated that he couldn't do anything to stop the machines. If only there was a way to take his mind off things. I couldn't fight them, and I couldn't even get my authority back when it was stolen. So what good am I? I need to find a way to be more useful.
We've set up patrols outside, so I came back here to see how things are. Fortunately, although we stopped the rampaging hover cargo, now we have to deal with the delays in electrope transport and slowdowns in production. The complications will likely continue for some time.
I will dedicate myself first to healing magics, so I may help treat the people's wounds. It will be a time-consuming process to reacquire my abilities, but a necessary one that I dare not rush, even though there's no telling when Calyx will make his next move.
Hey, Shale! Targeted tragedy. Shale wishes for a moment of your time. It begins! MSQ. We'll see how far we can go today.
If you have a moment, Zordia, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective on the conversation.
Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now.
Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then, let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, the vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right?
Right. No additional reports have been logged, as far as I know. That's the good news.
And the bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before.
The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity?
Calyx. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into present day.
Preservation's early goals seem noble enough. Exploring treatments for Levin sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help?
I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation.
Like the Aya.
We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 to register their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw aether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calix's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out.
I'll help you.
While Galulja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calix. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back.
I can be a brawler.
Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9?
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company.
I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Landsguard.
I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliolal.
Alphino and LSA will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Zorgia's group, if you'll have me.
The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers.
Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden.
I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid.
Wait, why is that? This feels like foreshadowing. Don't do that, Shale.
You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calix. Then the drinks are on you.
Yeah, this is foreshadowing.
Come on, let's continue this outside.
Sus. Sus, 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 sus. I don't trust anything.
Good luck with your patrol, and take your time. You can do without Geode until you're done with the old sot.
Sorry. Just when I think I've internalized better manners, talking with Geode brings back all the bad habits.
I wish I could grow up faster. There'll be so much more I can do when I'm bigger like you.
Ah, he thinks I'm tall.
The city looks as though it's regained a sense of normalcy. Alas, the people will not soon forget recent events. I will do my utmost to ensure the happiness of Alexandria and its people.
What's wrong? Oh. People are anxious.
Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started?
The people seem uneasy. Are you alright, Geode?
Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death. And so they were for the longest time. Then, the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration.
Indeed, I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calix wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calix, nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices of this country's future back into the hands of its citizens.
And you think we can handle that responsibility? After everything you've seen of us?
It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You'll deserve to be happy.
Well then, we'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us.
Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality.
Oh, she did! Scholar, summoner.
Is that grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes. My parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor. in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering.
I guess that makes sense. 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Zordy and I will take the east.
Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza just past True View and await you there.
Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what, and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully, that will earn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before.
Oh. This is new. Oh, it really explains. Wow.
I'm guessing you would have preferred to go with Sveen and Kryle, but I'm afraid you're stuck with me. I'm growing people, though, I promise.
I didn't say that, Geode.
Are the sentries and air wheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sveen said so.
The memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day. But once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside the morning or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely.
Oh?
What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now I've gone through with the registration. I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So, if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make up your mind. Mark my word, friend. When there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly.
Oh no. That doesn't sound good. You want to hear my story? While I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear, there's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His air-wheeler dropped right out the sky and he didn't survive the crash. Oh, that must have been a horrible way to go. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday. I thought I understood what that meant until it happened.
Zordia, a word? Feel like there was a new faction in these stories we've heard. One we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room.
That people are still deathly afraid that fights are likely to break out over neo-regulators, that a victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator. That fights are likely to break out over the neo-regulators.
The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report. But are you sure there wasn't anything else? I'm sorry.
I feel like that a victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator.
Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the causality of these recent attacks, check whether or not they were equipped with regulators.
Oh.
Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not.
They were going after people without regulators? That's cruel. We used to forget people after they died. No memories, no grief. I'm not sure if we'd be better off if that was still the case.
It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who jumped for joy when I brought them packages. The old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. Aside from Oblivion members, only a handful of people used to go out and about without regulators. How times have changed.
Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones.
Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimate on hand.
Recalibrating parameters. Injured 87 individuals. Casualties 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators 0.
Oh, you wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators. I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up. But nothing else worthy of mention.
Were they, immediately cremated? What the fudge?
Zordia, I think it's time we rejoined Kryl and Sphene. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryl say to meet up in the plaza just outside True View? Let's get going.
That's so sus, bro.
We've finished our patrol as well. It did not seem that more people wanted new regulators than before.
This is so suspicious.
So, essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators?
Well, the numbers are still tentative, and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed the regulator was a priority target.
Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply fail to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they've chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic.
But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness.
You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme. Or he had some other need for the lives he's taken.
The dust. What of the dust found at various sites? Could something have been... they've been turned to dust?
Right. Sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust.
Dust, but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Erinville from the sentries in the outskirts? The usher Malachite told us much the same thing.
When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it.
That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know it.
Zordia, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now. But are you close enough to join them?
Damn it! Our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go.
Oh, what?
That is horrifying.
やめろ、来るな。止まれ。
Well, why did it attack the other sentry?
怪我はない？
何があった？機械兵が突然家の中に入ってきて、ちゃんとロックをかけてたのに。
Well, that's horrifying.
どうにかここまで逃げてきたけど、その人が私をかばって。
Aww.
武器は持っていないみたい。武装解除させたと言っていたものね。
Jeez, killed him with his fist.
それでも人を襲えと命令を受けた。だから無理やり自分の体を使って。
近くを見てくる。こっちは任せた。
Yeah, they're both not wearing regulators.
他にこの塔でレギュレーターをつけていない人はいる？
イサドラさんのところも確か最近。
No, not the kid, no.
二人はイサドラさんのところへ。
They wouldn't kill the child. Not the mom. No, they wouldn't do that. They would. Oh, okay. Good, 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 good. Oh, oh no. Is she okay?
わやっけ。私はかすり傷なので、それよりイサドラさんを。
Please heal her. We gotta heal her. Man, I should have been a healer. No!
お母さん、しっかりしてよ。
Oh, damn. The blood.
イサドラ。よかった。注射は外れてる。
Okay, okay. Oh.
ごめんなさい。私がもっと早く来ていれば。
You're fine.
安心して。私が絶対に助けるからね。
Aww. Aww.
ありがとう。フード
Aww.
のお姉ちゃん。
Did he call her Hood One-chan? Is that what he said? I'm glad the mom didn't die. How often do we see blood like that? Oh, this music is cheating, bro.
お母さん、ずっとこのままなの？
They've swapped places.
今は寝てるだけ。しばらくしたらきっと目を覚ますよ。
よかった。
Aww. I wouldn't be able to go to sleep at night. They can
ありがとう。
unlock the doors?
お母さんの命をつないでくれて。
I'd be like, take me to Choliolo. Stat. The promise of tomorrow. The poor kid definitely took this a lot better than you would. Oh, 100% Cal. It helped though for him. She reminded him of Sveen.
She should recover in due course. I'm glad we arrived when we did.
Why am I on the bed? We're gonna pretend I'm not on the bed and I'm not stepping on his mom.
When I was sick and couldn't move, my mother was always at my side, always keeping me company. And I'm going to do the same for her.
Okay, let's be on the floor.
Forgive me. I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I am sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents.
Aw, damn.
For their sakes, I have to remain calm.
The endless choice. Wayakwe is fearful for her comrade.
Our comrade, do you think he might have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please, it isn't safe and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora for me? I will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. Isadora and Milos had completed their applications to leave the dome and were practically out the door when all this happened. We'll make sure they're taken care of the moment Isadora is ready to travel. And that man, this is awful.
Why? Why is this happening?
Isadora is going to be alright then. I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. That brave soul, he gave his life to save another.
He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally, like any other. Then, all of a sudden, it tried to kill me.
Weapons or no, Calix commanded them to commit murder.
Is it over? We came as soon as Wayakwe sent word. Damn.
I'm sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late.
And then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. Oh, I knew it.
But why? Has something happened?
We were getting to know Geode a little too well. I frickin' swear. Possibly, we're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communication. No!
We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though. At least until we regain control over the sentries.
This music, extra sus.
Then we should search for Geode.
I just realized that this is the theme song, but creepy. This is Dawntrail, but creepy.
I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs.
Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Calix from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Look at everyone just standing around chatting casually while this man cools on the floor. Why you gotta point it out? Wayakwe has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode.
Good luck, and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so we shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going.
Pray thank your Milala friend for me. I would still be a helpless mess if not for her encouragement.
I hope you find Geode soon. I know he's probably saving people with one hand and fighting off threats with the other, but I can't help but worry.
There were so many red flags.
Please, Geode. Please be safe.
Sus, he's not gonna be safe. I'm already bracing myself for. You see no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east.
Let's search around the apartments first.
You see no sign of Geode. Wayakwe's voice crackles forth from the communicator.
Geode! Geode, answer me!
There's no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. No, they're not gonna do Geode like this. But they are, though. You predicted it, Zor. This is your fault. You did this. You asked for this. I didn't ask for this. You see no sign of Geode. The neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look. Oh, we're gonna see his last moments, I see.
あとはこの辺りだけか。頼む。まだ生きててくれよ。
ジオード、お願いです。応答してください。
俺だ。応答できなくて悪かった。
But still sus. I'm still holding my breath.
ジオード、よかった。無事だったんですね。今どこですか？
隣の居住閣だ。エントランスにいたやつは片付けた。2階を見回ったら5、10。
Oh, literally turned them to cremated them.
チリだ。
どうしたんですか？チリって
連中ソウルケージで魂どころか肉体のエーテルまで吸い尽くしてやがる。
Oh, that's why they're turning to dust.
チリは人だったものの残骸だ。おそらくケージは改装されてる。
Yep. My dude, please, please, please be safe. Please be frickin' safe, bro. Turn around. Turn around, please. What? No! Old man!
くそ
Old man! No! Oh my god, of course! Machinist, damn it, since when? Since when? Since when? Oh my god, Geode, please.
くたばれ
Don't throw your weapon, bro.
おいあんた逃げるぞ。ここはもう
This piece of shit.
騙したのか。
The absolute freaking audacity, bro. Oh, that's true, Eben. You're right. F in the chat for Geode. At least run! Well, no. Zigzag! That is horrifying, bro. No, he's gonna be dust.
あっちの塔にはいなかった。多分この先。
We're not even gonna get a body, are we? Or are we gonna see the body turn to dust? Or...
Geode-san! いるの？
It's gonna be dust. Oh, there's one down. There's one No! The piece of shit! We couldn't even get a body! Very convenient cremation, yes, but also, like, the... Calyx is a fucking piece of shit, bro! That's how they hand-waved our infinite ammo. The converter pack we carry is constantly making new bullets from our ambient aether because we put out so... Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Eben. I appreciate it. Thank you. I needed that because, like, I knew it. I knew it was coming, but just came up with a new card for Cards Against Humanity. Geode's Dust. No, right up there with Horshiffon's shield. Smile better suits a hero. That's Geodude. Not Geodust.
カリュクス、君は何をしているの？何のためにこんなひどいことを？5000人のトワビトを作り出すために必要なエーテル。お前だったらどこから調達する？
Bruh.
どういうこと？
Yeah, a few screws
鍵を手
loose.
にするまで胸像世界には頼れない。なら
手近なところで済ませるしかない。現在この国に残っている住民のうち 7% をエーテルとして回収すれば5000人をトワビト化できる。11% なら向こう800年は安定した稼働が見込める算段だ。
This kid became obsessed with immortality. Poor Geo, dude.
どうせいずれは朽ちる肉体。永遠の生を選ばない以上、今エーテルに返しても一緒だよ。
I'm gonna slap the shiznit out of Calyx right now. Dude, what the? Do you dare step through his ashes? The disrespect, bro. He managed to take out
時間も
one.
惜しいし、無駄な戦闘をするつもりはない。この機体じゃ結果は分かりきっているしね。ちなみに殺戮をやめると言えば鍵を渡してくれるのか？
No, because then you'll harvest everyone else. You would only seek other victims. I would halt your harvest by defeating you. Ooh-hoo-hoo! I will halt your harvest by defeating you.
だろうな。我ながら頭の悪い質問だった。
Yeah, it was actually stupid of you to ask. You knew what I was gonna say.
じゃ、仕事に戻るよ。お前から鍵を奪うのは大変なんだ。
Bruh. Gotta dismantle all of them. Rip Geode.
I can't. There are no words. This pile of dust. These ashes. And the soul cell he left behind. Was that his twisted way of returning Geode to us? Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. He was their friend! And he betrayed them!
Sorry. If anyone understood that reference, you're great. And I love you.
Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection's stolen ether allowed for many more endless, why that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that?
Not I.
Certainly not I. Oh, sad cry. We know only too well there is naught noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Zordia. It falls to us. We must. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents in reflections elsewhere.
That music way too happy for what just happened, bro.
I will hold on to Geode's gun. If you could take the soul cell, please.
They would have to get a Roomba to pick this up, though, Cal. Like, can you imagine? The dust would fall through those cracks. They would need a vacuum. My memories and yours. Though gripped by sadness, Fiend spurs herself to action.
We should return to the back room. Shayla and the others need to know what happened. Yes. I'll ask Yayakwe to meet us there as well.
Yeah, Shale. Shale, you said the ominous thing first.
ジオード。
僕が機械兵を制御できていれば。
This is not your fault, Galulja. You were a child.
グルージャのせいじゃない。悪いのは全部あいつだよ。どうしてこんな理不尽なことを。計画って。私たちは今ここで生きてるのに。命を何だと思ってるの？
Not much, because he has two extremes. Like he was losing his life and then eternal life.
許せない。カリクスもいつも何もできない私も。
That's not your fault. You weren't there. That was literally a trap specifically for Geode.
待って、どこに行くの？頭を冷やすだけ。分かってる。バカな真似はしない。
I feel like everyone should walk around in twos.
あなたはここで休んでいて。私がノスタルジアさんについているわ。
Thanks, Kryle.
ありがとうございます。
皆さんとジオードが駆けつけてくれたおかげで被害を最小限に食い止めることができたんです。救われた命が確かにありました。
Shayla's so strong.
それに僕たちが掴んだ手がかりと皆さんが持ち帰ってくれた情報を合わせればカリクスの潜伏先がわかるかもしれません。
I love her JP voice. I love Shayle's JP voice. Also, the guy in the background, the one with the blonde hair, that hairstyle looks like Joshua from Final Fantasy XVI.
けどすみません。
Oh, you could see her lower lip shaking.
ほんの少しでいいので僕たちに前へ進むための時間をくれませんか？
Aww.
ジオード。
It kind of looks like a lightsaber.
They brought back Geode's gun. Its rounds were spent and its barrel was scorched, so ye can be sure he went down fighting. I've spoken with Wuklamat. They've cut their meeting short to deal with the aftermath of the latest violence. I assume you know better by now, but I hope you're not planning to try anything alone. We are all here with you.
I am told that the members tasked with keeping residents safe returned with the body of their comrade. They all risk so much.
We made a swift patrol of the other levels and confirmed that Calyx had carried out a number of targeted attacks, all to harvest more aether, it seems.
I got back control of the sentries, probably around the same time Calyx left. I'm sorry I couldn't stop him. Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear.
Geode was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. Shale knew him longer, though.
And it's surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Kafkiwa. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Oh, and we have Isadora and Milo under guard. So that's one less thing to worry about.
Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this, I know.
Is there anything I can do? As you said, you need time to work through it. Is there anything I can do?
You can't help yourself, can you?
Still, I appreciate the concern. Kafkiwa used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it out. So, I think I'll take myself over to the earthen sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber to if you have a shoulder to spare. Right then. Let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. 'Tis a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of air-wheelers. They've had their communication modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll set off. Ready? I'll be flying close to the pylon, so follow my lead. These air wheelers are Genolt's babies. You won't find a smoother ride in all of Everkeep. For years now, I've been taking one out for a turn whenever I needed to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too, and we'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship was always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our wheelers outside the dome.
It's making me anxious.
Oh, we're going here. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. Phew, that's helped clear my head a touch. You know, Zordia, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least. The memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today. Just our luck. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. I've never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully that keeps the route clear for a while, shall we?
Well, this is depressing. Aww. Right, Cal?
これまでも仲間を亡くした時にはよくここで思い出話をしてたんですよ。
Damn, Shale's the only one
ジオー
left.
ドとカフキワさんと3人で一杯どうです？
To Geode's memory. I will in spirit to Geode's memory. Come on.
あら
Oh, Cryo.
お二人ともどうしてここに？
ああ、やっぱり来た。よかったら一緒におしゃべりでもしませんか？
はあ。では少しだけ。
Cute. Also sad.
そういえばうちの組織って数十年前に創設者たちが謎の失踪を遂げた後、カフキワさんが立て直したって聞いてますけど、シェールさんとジオードも再建メンバーだったんですよね。そのあたりの話聞かせてくださいよ。興味ありますよね。昔の二人がどんな感じだったかとか。
Aww.
懐かしい。僕とジオードの出会い自体が再建を始める直前だったんですよ。当時の僕はレギュレーターをつけていて、誰か大切な人を亡くしたばかりでした。ずっと続けてきたアダプターの仕事も辞めて、バーの接客なんかで適当に日銭を稼いでたんです。
Keep them company.
そんなある日、客としてやってきたジオードと口論になって、初対面なのになぜか殴り合いの喧嘩に。
Wait, I love this.
なんでそんなことに？
理由は酔っててさっぱり覚えてないんですよ。まあ僕もジオードも似た者同士で誰かに当たりたかったんでしょうね。
Wait, this kind of looks like Fantasian, the way that this is colored.
それで二人してバカみたいにぶっ倒れてたところ、通りがかった妙な機会に思いっきり説教されました。体を大事にしろだの、通行人の邪魔だの。
今のシェールさんからは想像できないわ。その妙な機会ってもしかしてカフキワさん？
はい。彼女、一通り僕らの世話を焼いた後でこう言ったんですよ。自分はゾラージャの侵攻から外の世界を守りたいんだって。大事な息子が旅する世界が 美しいままであってほしい。自暴自棄になるくらいなら手を貸してくれないかって。
Cute.
本当衝撃でした。それまで障壁の外のことなんて気にも留めてなかったし、おまけに自分はもう死んでるだなんてめちゃくちゃですよ。けど僕とジオードは見たくなってしまったんです。彼女の意志がつなぐ未来を。
ジオードがよく言ってました。俺はカフキアさんと出会って初めて誰かのことを覚えていたいと思うようになったって。
Aww.
言ってましたね、かっこつけて。
あ、でもその時点ではまだオブリビオンと名乗ってたわけじゃないんですよね。え、そうだったの？私てっきり。
カフキワさんは最初からかつてのオブリビオンを、クルルさんのご両親の意思を引き継ごうとしていたわけではないんですよ。
Okay.
それどころか存在すら知らなかった。ただその頃からすでに反体制派の存在を予測してはいました。死者の記憶を蘇らせるなんて自然の摂理から外れた行いには必ず異を唱える人がいたはずだって。そうした人たちと協力できればと考えて、基幹システムへの不正アクセスの痕跡を探し始めて見つけたんですよ。ネオンスタインの奥にある不自然な区画をね。オーナーのメランコリーさんが言うには、店を譲り受けた時から開かずの間だったとか。
Oh, that was
それが
Morgan's
バッ
base.
クルーム。
そう、隠し扉から強引に入ってみたものの、アジトはもぬけの殻でしたけどね。でも設置されていた機器にはオブリビオンと名乗る組織の活動記録が残されていた。それを見て彼らの意思を継ぐことを決めたというわけです。
私の両親とカフキワさんの思いがそこでつながったのね。
Aww.
そしてそこに加わったのがシェールさんとジオードだった。
もっとも僕らだけでは力不足だった。あなた方が戦ってくれたからここまで来られたんです。大切な人たちを失うことは苦しいけど、こうして誰かと楽しかった日々を思い出すことは嫌いじゃありません。思い出すたびにみんなは記憶の中で笑っていて、孤独を忘れさせてくれる。
I'm not getting emotional.
僕が誰かと生きた記憶は僕だけのもの。生きて前に進むために必要な道しるべなんです。さて、そろそろ任務に戻りましょう。皆さんありがとうございました。
That was really sweet.
いえ、むしろお礼を言いたいのは私の方です。辛いことには変わりありませんが、
It's good to share.
少しだけ落ち着きましたから。オブリビオンに名を連ねた皆さんのためにもカリクスの野望を阻止しましょうね。
I appreciate you helping me through this. Not only the grief, you've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calix to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, then you do yours. Oblivion needs you.